You're listening to the best of Reggie Ruthie and Rev, Volume 1.
Rev, I remember the craziest time ever was the time when you went off on your entire congregation.
Oh, I'm getting heated at the members of my church. They're so stingy. Let me tell you about the love of Jesus. Jesus used to love people so much he washed their feet. He didn't care if you had them big corny cones on your feet. He didn't care if you had that desert dust running all up and down your ankles. He didn't care if you had lotion to put on them ankles afterward. He didn't care. He just cleaned it and loved you. And yet some of y'all got the nerve to be sitting there chewing on a Snickers bar during service and won't even offer a piece of it to your neighbor sitting to your right. And I will admit one thing, I do understand if you had a miniature Snickers bar and don't want to share. But other than that, you got to share your love and stop being stingy. Or either go wash some corns on somebody's feet. I'm sick of it.
Miniature Snicker. We flash back to our talent show where Bill from Pittsburgh did a freestyle church stomp in front of our 3 judges.
Hannah, 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 Hannah. I get a happy.
What is he doing?
I get a happy in my bone. In my bone. Happy in my bone. In my bone. In my bone.
I gonged him because we're gonna need holy water to spray on him. Obviously, he was filled with some kind of demon, and you two seem to think it's funny. But I'm gonna tell you right now, anytime a man starts going bup-diddy-bup-bup-bup-bup-bup, that's not getting hit by the spirit. That's being touched by something from another world.
In our flashback part 2, Jimmy from the Bronx does an old school beatbox in front of our judges. Jimmy from the Bronx.
Ooh, the Bronx.
And Jimmy, what are you going to do for us today?
We do a little old school beatbox, and it goes a little something like this.
Ruthie, you cold-hearted. Why you gonged the man like that? he was a beatboxer, and you gonged him.
You know, I expected a bunch of mess out of you to Rev, because you ain't got no sense. But, Reginald, I can't believe you laughing at that man. That ain't no beatboxing. That man been beat in the head and need help. And that's why he's standing here having all kind of seizures on the air.
I remember the time you guys were arguing about the game Mousetrap.
Mousetrap. I remember setting up Mousetrap.
Yes.
You remember Mousetrap, Reginald? It was just frustrating because it took you 5 hours to catch a plastic mouse.
That ain't why you got frustrated because of all the parts of the game. You got frustrated because you was a professional rat trap catcher.
That's a lie.
Yes, it was. Call me a lie. Now call me a lie. Tell me you ain't went to school to catch rats. That's the truth. That's what you majored in, woman. You know
and
you
was a bold-faced lie.
Ruthie, you always been fascinated with rats. Let me tell you something. You remember the time the police stopped you and they shouldn't have stopped you, and they went through your book bag and they found 50 rat traps all set to catch a rat, and they asked you what you doing with all these rat traps, and what did you say? You said, we got a little problem at home.
I will never forget the time when Ruthie came in and played a clip of the Rev's grandson reading church announcements.
Everybody know that church announcements are important. So why did the Rev go and hire his grandson, Bobby Boyd, who can't read green eggs and ham? Listen to the clip and you'll see the foolishness in this man's thinking.
On June 3rd at 6 p.m., we're going to have a bird movie night for all the beers. And if you get there early enough, we're going to have some real butter popcorn. Now, the movie that's going to be playing is going to be the bars. And when we show that movie, we're going to give out real butter popcorn. And that popcorn going to be good. That popcorn will be good because it's going to have butter on it. It's going to be real good. Once again, that's June 3rd at 6 p.m.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. How you going to put that boy up there?
Hey, Ruthie, do you remember that time that the Rev got mad at the praise dancers?
The day that the praise dancers had an accident, and listen to Rev's reaction in the pulpit.
Lord, 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 Lord. I'm gonna say this one more time. Sister McGillicuddy, you can't be jumping around here with size 12-inch feet. But let me give you the statistics of the aftermath. Okay, we have 5 broken pinky toes, $30 worth of cable we had to fix, and Deacon Watson still can't find his glass eye that popped out when the collision occurred. So I mean, you can laugh at these things, but it's not funny to Deacon Watson. If Deacon Watson, if you're listening, we still have some of the ushers sweeping around underneath the pew. Hopefully we can find that eye and get you together.
Rev, do you remember the time I asked you about the toy Slinky? Do you remember that? Rev, you didn't like Slinky. Slinky was a wonderful toy. You didn't like it?
Memories of Slinky. First of all, I had a birthday party. My grandmama gave me a Slinky. All the kids were standing there and they said, well, let's see if Slinky can work. And I had no stairs in my house, so all the kids started calling me poor and all kind of other mess because they said my Slinky was slow. Something went wrong with him because he had no steps. So I got mad and I took Slinky and I started choking one of my friends around the neck with Slinky because it's making fun of my situation. And now see, y'all laughing. Okay, very funny.
No, finish,
Very funny, but see, everybody ain't got stairs in the house so Slinky can work. So I took that Slinky, I wrapped it around my friend's neck, and I'm telling you, I tried to choke the life out of him. You don't make fun of the fact that we ain't had no steps.
Hey, Ruthie, Rev, do you guys remember the time you guys got in an argument about what you should post on Facebook and what you should not post on Facebook?
If I see one more message talking about if you really love Jesus, type amen. Look, Jesus didn't have a cell phone. It should read, if you love Jesus, let's go catch some fish. Yeah. Some trout or some salmon or some shrimp or something. Or, we got to do something. Or either go to Red Lobster. But don't tell me to type to go to Jesus. Jesus ain't had no cell phone. They had printing presses back then.
Rev, you're so stupid. They had no printing presses back then.
Yes, they did. What? Then tell me what they had. What they had then? What did they
Your
have?
mama's feet used to do the printing back then. Them no toes.
Hey, Rev, why did you get offended when Ruthie put a picture up of her grandson graduating kindergarten? I don't get it.
Please stop posting pictures of your little dumb kid graduating from kindergarten. If you think graduating from kindergarten is special, then you kind of dumb yourself. Let me tell you something. You're the type of people that would post a picture of your child taking his first dump in the potty. I mean, that's ridiculous. Come on, look at it. Here's a picture of the poo-poo in the pot. That's ridiculous. Come on, man, get a life.
The pot. Ruthie, do you remember the time you asked the Rev why his sister Watson left his church?
He had a legitimate reason for canceling the Easter parade picnic. Yeah, I mean, it was legitimate. Nobody could argue this. What happened was, a lot of time the kids bring in the candy. They bring in all these chocolate bunnies, all kind of stuff. And they leave the stuff on the pews. And we don't have air conditioning at church. We ain't never had air conditioning. We don't need it. But the bottom line was, they sat that chocolate on one of the pews and it melted. And Sister Watson sat on it. She had on a bright yellow Easter dress. It looked like after she got up from sitting on it, looked like she had messed on herself. So what happened was, all the kids started screaming and yelling, look out, the doo-doo lady gonna get you, the doo-doo lady gonna get you. And y'all think it's funny, but Sister Watson was humiliated. She left the church because she was mad that the chocolate shouldn't have been sitting on the pews to begin with.
Doo-doo lady.
And, now she got the nickname Doo-doo Lady for life.
Ruthie, do you remember the time you asked the Rev why he shut down Children's Church?
Why did you shut down the children's church?
One of the main reasons, Ruthie, I got tired of Children's Church. I got tired of begging parents to feed their children before the service started. Children coming in, taking holy wafers, eating them like they chips, throwing them back like they cheese nips. One kid had the nerve to say, excuse me, Rev, do you have any avocado dip? Avocado dip? What is wrong with you? That represents the holy body of the Lord. You send them there throwing them back, just chewing them like they ain't no tomorrow. And we had one kid that was so hungry, he chewed on a microphone cord, resulting in an unfortunate electrocution. These are the type of things that happen when you don't feed your kids before the service starts.
Guys, please stop yelling and screaming at each other. We go on live in 5 minutes, please.
You know, Rev, I'm tired of you disrespecting me. What if I told our listeners that you took a cigarette break in the middle of one of your sermons? And what if I told our listeners about the time you were popping and locking at the church picnic and kicked that little boy in the face? What if I told him about that? Oh, okay, it's like that. Okay, what if I told people about the time that you showed up intoxicated to the candle lighting ceremony and you lit Sister Watkins' choir robe on fire, causing a 7-alarm blaze? Very funny. And what if I told people that your mama is my favorite goldfish?
This is not helpful.
You know, you're so juvenile. But you know what? This is a true story. What about the time your mama got arrested for throwing rocks at the ducks at Serenity Pond?
Rev, your mother was throwing rocks at the ducks? Ruthie, do you remember the episode where you gave us advice on not buying all the toilet paper?
If you're gonna buy up all the toilet paper in America, please make sure you have some type of weapon in your house. Because see, your neighbor Ray, he ain't got no toilet paper now because you done bought it all up. And Ray's behind is getting crunchy. It's been 3 weeks of crunchiness. And he gonna want some toilet paper. So when he try to crawl up with his crunchy fingers all up through your window, make sure you have a bazooka, an M16, or even some fireworks to fire on his crunchy fingers because you know.
Rev, to this day, we had so many people that called in because of your surefire way for women to catch their men lying.
Most men lie all the time. And you know something, Ruthie? There's a surefire way to catch them.
And how's that supposed to happen, Rev?
If you suspect your man of lying, just ask him a question. If he scratches his butt, he lying. That's right, he lying. Cause you see that lie done eased all the way up into his crevice. He can't take it no more. He got to scratch it.
You're stupid.